My name is Michael Webster, and I'm the 2023 South Carolina State Fellow for Visual Arts. So the South I think of the South as having this really heavy history, and working in the South means operating under that legacy of monuments and of redlining and of thinking about how, as a sculptor, about how space and about how sculpture has been used within the South. And so I think as an artist that I try to navigate that and try to understand the context and the history as part of that process. So I always start off with finding something. I don't like to invent new things. I like to start off with things that I've found in the world. And so I find a context, or I find a material, or I find a thing in the world that excites me or is interesting and piques my interest, and then I start to unravel that. If I find an object, I might spend a lot of time with it and think about it in relationship to other things. And then the work starts to progress in that relationship with the object or with the context. And oftentimes that means that there's agency with other materials or other people that comes into my work that I don't always plan for. I think of space almost like a clay. Instead of it being in fixed shape, it's always kind of being pushed and pulled by different people and by different organizations and stakeholders. And so space is always evolving and changing and shifting. And so rather than a static thing that's geometry, I think about space as built out of all the interactions of people and architecture and urban development that happen all at the same time. And so space fluctuates and moves back and forth and meanders. And as an artist, I want to point out the ways that space is a fabric or a clay, a material that is always shifting. I think whenever we navigate the city, whenever we move through the world, we're starting to understand it more and more through a digital lens. Oftentimes we're navigating space through like layers of maps and layers of like digital manifestations of space. And so I think it's really like my work is in relationship to thinking about how history and space are becoming digitized in a lot of ways, and that's how we engage with it and interact with it.